Hey guys, my name's Rachel. I know my own name. My name is Rachel, and I am the host of the Rachel Hollis podcast, and I'm here to chat. I was thinking about the movie 10 Things I Hate About You. When I was a teenager, that movie came out, and I had never seen anything like it before, and I loved it so much, and I didn't even understand that it was based on The Taming of the Shrew. I just adored everything about it. The title is so iconic, and that moment at the end, if you haven't seen it, she's like has to read a poem or she has to write something or whatever, but she writes this list of the 10 things that she hates about this guy. Spoiler alert. I'm sorry if you haven't seen that movie. I think it's like 25 years old or something. So if you don't know that moment, she makes this list of all these things that she hates about him. And what you realize as she's reading is she doesn't actually hate anything about him at all. She loves him, blah, blah, blah. What it made me think of was, what are things, instead of like things I hate about you, what are things I hate about me? Okay, now hold on. I actually won't use the word hate because I don't hate anything about myself. But what are things that I dislike about myself? And if you think that I'm about to be like cellulite, no. Girl, we do not do that here. This is not a conversation about disliking the way you look or anything like that. It's not the typical stuff. But I do think there is incredible power in confronting the parts of yourself that you want to make better. The parts of yourself that you don't like. If you can't face it, you can't fix it. So there's incredible power, I think, in being honest with yourself about what you need to work on. And that's what the conversation is about today. Hold on, I need more espresso. Okay. Big thing that I don't like about myself is that I can be a weenie. I could go stand on stage. Literally, you could call me right now and be like, Rachel, we have 20,000 people waiting in an arena in Honolulu. They need a motivational speech. I would roll over there and kill it and have no fear about that. But I am genuinely afraid of things that other people don't like. Cold water. Look, you're like rolling your eyes. You're like, no, yeah, I hate cold water. I hate the feeling of, I just have such a visceral response to it. And this has kept me from doing so many things. Getting in the pool with my kids, going into the ocean. I'm terrified of the ocean, right? Like, I love Hawaii. I get in to the water up to my knees. Like, my whole family has to talk me into getting up to maybe my neck. I'm so scared of so many things, and it prevents me from doing a lot of stuff that seems fun. I'm afraid of, like, skiing is terrifying for me because it seems so fast. Skateboarding, anything that involves like going fast. And I'm like, yeah, I'm brave with my work, right? I guess I'm brave when I think other people are involved. But if it's just me by myself, it's very scary to me. And I keep myself from doing stuff that other people do. My best friend, Sammy, she will jump into any body of water anywhere in the world. Like, doesn't matter. Let's go. She's a water baby. She lives for it. And I want that freedom. I want to do more things where I'm not so afraid. And I have this year, because this was my commitment to stop being so afraid, I went skydiving, most petrifying thing I've ever done. I jumped into the ocean in Cornwall on January 1st in England. You can't even imagine how cold that water was. It's not making my life bad, but I do think it's keeping my life from being better. The second thing that I don't like about myself, I obsess over fixing people. At the risk of sounding like a douche lord, I have helped a lot of people at conference or books or people come up to me all the time I know, I'm not saying I've helped everybody, but I know that I've helped a lot of people. When I encounter in my very real life, my friends, my kids, my partner, people at work, and I know that they're going through something, I obsess over it. Do these 3 things. It's one of my favorite things that I've learned in the last year is to ask someone, do you want, like if someone tells you and they're going through something hard, do you want a distraction or a solution? Is a really great question. I am solution oriented, but I can also be really good at distraction. And it's important for me to ask that question so I can show up as a better friend. But I will, behind the scenes, I will obsess over all the things that they could be doing or things I know would help or books that they should read. But honestly, I just have to remind myself that that is, to be a good friend is to meet someone where they're at. The third thing that I don't like about myself is I feel very nervous when things are too calm. When things start to feel good, when everything's calm, I'm like, it makes me nervous. Because on some level, I feel like the other shoe's about to drop. So now, when I start to feel those anxious emotions, those anxious feelings in my body, I'm just like, nope, no, we are not going to do that. We are not, like, I separate myself. This has been really powerful too. Separate myself from my thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are a human being experiencing your brain and whatever your brain is focused on in the moment. And the thing I'm working on in my life right now is when it's peaceful, not believing that it's supposed to be worse. The fourth thing that I don't like about myself, but that I am working on, I have a lot of anger still about my ex. I am working on releasing the anger because the anger is not going to help me. It will not make it better. It will not fix the past. It will not fix the present. It will do nothing. This is another area where I feel like the other shoe might drop again at any moment. And that makes me feel sort of anxious. And then that makes me feel angry. But I want to honor my anger because my anger did help me to face a lot of things and to learn a lot of things and to really figure stuff out in a way that I hadn't ever. I could not have imagined a world where I'd still be in this place after so much time. But again, the more that I learn, the more that I understand that this is part of the process. And as long as I'm moving in the right direction, I feel like I'm making strides. The fifth thing, and I struggle to even say I don't like this, but I'm being honest and I don't like this, is that my hormones still get whacked out. I did a whole episode about this with my hormone doctor. Please go listen to it. If you are a bleeder, if you are someone that has sex hormones that affect your body, right? You've got you've got estrogen and progesterone. You got hormones in your body that affect the way you feel and affect your moods. Please go listen to the episode I did with Dr. Brush. I'm really hard on myself if I feel like I'm backsliding. I don't mind making mistakes. I don't mind moving in a direction very, very slowly, but I hate when I feel like I've regressed or I've gone back to like a previous version of it just drives me bonkers. I'm working on it, but it is something that I currently don't like. And I just cannot encourage you enough to go on your own journey. If you feel like you are experiencing mood swings that are really intense, if you feel like you're having bad cramps, if you feel very low at certain times of the month, very overwhelmed, very anxious, like these are not normal ways to feel. please hear me right now. There are things that you can do to help balance the way you feel. They're actually really simple changes that just happen with knowledge. So if you've not listened to that episode, please go listen in. Please go do your own research. Please go read Period Power by Maisie Hill. Just please arm yourself with knowledge, because this is still frustrating for me and I've been working on it for a year, and I just know how life-changing it can be for you if you make change. But this is the last thing I thought of today, and it's a doozy. This is the thing I dislike about myself the most, and that I have been working on the longest. I trust authority. I mean, can I get a witness? Mother Earth, the island of Hawaii, whoever is listening, I have learned that just because someone is older, just because someone is male, just because someone has a big job, has a big title, just because someone is in a position of authority does not mean they are an authority. I don't listen to authority when it comes to my dreams, but holy crap, do I do it when it comes to other stuff. You know in your heart, in your gut, if something isn't right. And it doesn't mean that you make rash decisions and you burn down everything, but it means that you do go slow and you proceed with caution and you do a little bit more research and you take it into effect and you really look at all of the options and what these things mean and what it will mean for your career, your finance, your life if you agree to it. Those are the 6 things that I don't like about myself, but that I am working on. It's really powerful to do this work and to unpack and to figure it out. And I would really encourage you, make sure if you decide to unpack your own limiting limitations, that you do it in ways that are really helpful, not in ways that are just about shaming yourself. Also, I had 6. Don't think that, I'm going to, here's a list of 50 things that are wrong with me. Come on, you're amazing. Stop that. But doing some work to just look at the things that you don't like and how you can improve them, incredibly powerful.